Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL Gold Series Championship. It continues on. 3-2 lead for the Richmond Good Boys. One more game, and it's all said and done for the Phoenix Firebirds. We'll see if the Good Boys can cap it off here in game number 6. If not, we're going to be getting game number 7 in this video as well. We have a rematch here from game number 1. We've got two left-handed aces, Zanetti against Rico Ramos Jr. So we're going to kick it off here with the rematch in the bottom of the first inning. 2 men on base. Kevin Stoitz dunks this one right into the right center field gap. Kingston Monteser got to get this thing in quickly. Here comes the second run home. Slotting in safely is Colton Cannon. Not going to catch him, and it is a 2-0 ball game early in this one against Zanetti. This is a very, very tough hitting Phoenix Firebirds lineup. They're not going to go down quietly. Bottom 2. Make it 3-0, and a no cheapy home run by Vladimir Drago, his 8th home run of the season. That's insane. By the way, Julian Quevedo, our left fielder, has like 9 postseason home runs. Vladimir Drago's got 8. That's his 8th one. That's just crazy. These guys are hitting bombs like it's just easy. It's easy going for these hitters. Speaking of bombs, look at this one. Bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 2-run shot for Diego Jimenez. 396. Deepest part of the ballpark. Of course, we know on the left field, right field sides by the foul poles, it's like 340. So it's a pretty small ballpark that's not going to hold a lot of baseballs that are hit. How about Domingo Mejia? Deep drive to right field. Angelo Ruth giving a little jump for it, but not going to get it. It's a 2-run home run off the bat of Domingo Mejia. How about this? Again, 340-ish, right? That one's 339 on the distance. But is it going to be enough? Richmond down 5-2. Here's a base hit by Michael Ruth. Back up the middle. Mejia can't get that one. It's not flashing the leather here in this game here. Flashing the bat, though. Flashing the wood. Be careful who you say that to. Advice. Zanetti's going to get pulled from this ball game, and we are going to turn to Carson Vanderhouse. And promptly on a 3-2 pitch, here's Colton Cannon, deep drive, and Boucher is looking up, and that one is just going to squeak in there for a 2-run homer, 7th home run of the postseason for Colton Cannon. So, guys, who is going to win the postseason MVP? I don't know. Well, you get 2 awards, I guess. One for the AL, one for the NL. Is it going to be Colton Cannon? Is it going to be Drago? On either side, like, these guys are hitting nukes. Speaking of nukes, how about Julian Quevedo? No longer 9 home runs, he's got 10. So I think our playoff MVP on the NL side will definitely be Julian Quevedo. But this one's not over. After that solo home run, we thought it was over after Ramos Jr. had 10 strikeouts, his 10th K, and that 2-run shot by Colton Cannon. We do get this thing to 7-3. Good Boys making a little bit of a comeback here. They're going to go with Damian Smooth to try to settle this thing down. A 4-run deficit now for the Good Boys. And with 2 runners on, full count pitch here to Kingston Monteser. Ground ball here to Lobo. He's got that one. Easy play at first, and the Firebirds get a W here in game number 6. They will force a game number 7. We're not going back to Richmond. We're staying right here in the Burnside Dome, so it could get crazy. And I can feel the aura, the vibes right now in that Richmond dugout, especially with the fan base. They're thinking, are we going to blow one again? Are we going to blow it again? 7 appearances, only 1 Gold Series victory. 6 losses. They're 1 for 6 if they lose this one. So game 7, we start anew. It's tied. 3-3. It might as well be 0-0, right? You start fresh. You start from square one. So Richmond has got some question marks on who they're going to start here in this one. Fernando's healthy. You got Van Montgomery's healthy. You got Phoenix mixing and matching. They're going to be putting a lot of their starters who are healthy, ready to go. They're going to put them in the bullpen because why wouldn't you? We see MLB teams do this in real life all the time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing for Richmond as well so that every reliever that comes in is fresh, ready to go, and is putting their best foot forward. So we got a lefty-lefty matchup here yet again. We got Spencer Clark against Van Montgomery. And Spencer Clark has been very, very good. Across 31 innings, he's pitching very, very well, guys. And first batter up, 2-1 pitch here to Scott Gonzalez. It's deep drive to left field. That baby's gone. Solo shot for Scotty G. 377. That was a bomb. Gonzalez says, we're not wasting any time. We need the offense. Let's get it going. 3-1 pitch here to Logan Boucher, who loves hitting against left-handers. Draws a walk. Spencer Clark yet to get it out here. Full count pitch to Kingston Mondesir. Tried to go inside. It was a juicy-looking pitch. As a right-hander, you got to wait till the last second to make a decision if you're going to swing or not. Mondesir said, no, I'm going to take this thing. It was a ball. Now 1-0 pitch here to Benny Blanco. That one was right down the middle. Benny Blanco. Deep to left. It's gone. See you later. 325. Again, not a no-doubter in most stadiums. That's like a fly ball to the warning track, maybe. But Benny Blanco, a 3-run homer, and that is all the good boys are going to get in the first inning. But, man, it was a lot, right? It's a 4-0 lead. It's a 4 spot in the first inning. That is not a spot that you want to be if you're Phoenix. However, against Van Montgomery, they got a lot of good right-handed hitters like that one. Colton Cannon going to get a base hit. Kevin Stoitz comes up, walks. The base is loaded. Angelo Ruth comes up. The run will score, trying to shoot for the double play, and they're not going to be able to get the slow runner, Angelo Ruth. How does that happen? Richmond prides themselves on the defense, but they can't turn 2. We do have 2 outs. It's Chuck Storm stepping up, and that is a gapper. That could score 2, but again, it's Angelo Ruth rounding second, headed for third, rounding third, headed for home. He's gunned out at the plate. Great job by the relay from the Richmond outfield and Domingo Mejia, of course, to nail the runner at home. And instead of a 4-3 game, it's a 4-2 game. So Clark still pitching relatively well here. He gets out of the second. He gets out of the third. Let's go bottom third. Stoitz grounds out into a double play. That is absolutely huge. He could have tied the game up with one swing of the bat. And, of course, Mejia and Scott Gonzalez loving that turn of 2. Love that. How about Julian Quevedo? Deep drive. Almost had his 11th home run of the postseason. But center fielder Drago is there to make the catch. Van Montgomery here in the 4th inning is going to walk Diego Jimenez. Not the worst thing in the world, but you get this guy, Vladimir Drago. 8 home runs in the postseason. He's going to be looking for number 9. 1-1 pitch, hard ground ball hit to Andrew Doby. He makes the play at first, and the good boys get the good pitching from Van Montgomery. They get out of a little bit of a jam right there. Scott Gonzalez, 2 outs in the 5th inning. Clark settles it down here. After that rough first inning, he's able to get through 5. 3-2 pitch here against Michael Ruth. Swung on through it and missed. 3rd strikeout there for Van Montgomery, and he wasn't really anywhere near that one. And that'll actually signal the end of the day for Van Montgomery. So with the lead, he gets through 5. We'll see if he qualifies for the win, as long as Hector Fernando can shut it down. And so far, the youngster, 27 strikeouts and 6 walks. He's looked pretty darn good. Here's a nice play by Scotty Gonzalez. They're not going to be able to turn 2, but that was absolutely huge. I cannot stress how big that was. You take away the runner in scoring position. I mean, Colton Cannon's running down the line. He probably doesn't even have a play at first base there. But now you got to go get Kevin Stoitz. In a 1-0 count, here comes the throw as Colton Cannon does steal the base. It's a 1-1 count here now to Stoitz. We're going to jump ahead now here to a full count with Cannon at second base. And look at the placement. Striking out Stoitz, looking, and take a look one more time. It was just a little bit off the plate. But upon further review, we're going to zoom in. And it's about 50-50 right there. But Fernando does get the call. Wow. The youngster strikes out the veteran, Kevin Stoitz. And it remains a 4-2 game. Benny Blanco strikes out here in the top of the 6th. Still, again, remaining a 4-2 game. Here's Fernando fielding his position nicely. Ruth Grounds out. 0-2 pitch here to Chuck Storm. Swung on through the sweeping curve. Nice pitch. 1-2. Hannibal Lobo pops up in foul ground. Here comes Doby. Not the fleetest of foot first baseman, but what an effort out there by the veteran to make the play. So again, look at how these teams are utilizing their bullpen now. They've got starters like Sean Nakamura and Fernando. They got to get some length out of these guys in the right spots. Nakamura keeping his guys in it here in the top of the 7th. Back-to-back Ks. Maybe a third one. Nope, he's going to get Quevedo to pop up. And Sean, get out of the way, man. Lobo's got to make this catch. Holy jeez, that could have been disastrous. Nakamura's a lot taller than him by the looks of it. He's just staring up there at the baseball, looking at this like a freaking tower. Lobo's trying to get underneath it. Get out of my way, dude. Third strikeout as he's going to get Drago. Here's a ground ball from Baladeras. And Gonzalez makes a nice throw to first, and that's the end of the 7th. So Fernando pitching well. Now they make another change here. It's up to Vic St. John, the left-hander, going up against the right-hander, Rubio Moya. I don't know if this is the matchup that you want. Oh, he left it right down the middle. It's a slider. Deep drive to left. Moya sends that ball packing, and he might have just sent the Firebirds packing. Solo shot for Rubio Moya, his 2nd home run of the postseason, and man, was it clutch. You cannot leave that pitch right there. Oh my goodness. That was right down the middle. So here we go. Bottom of the 8th. Michael Slaughter. Full count pitch here to Michael Ruth. Strikes him out. 2-2 to Colton Cannon. That's a ground ball. Gonzalez has got to hurry. A couple of steps. He beat Colton Cannon by. And Stoitz is also going to strike out. Looking. Michael Slaughter gets the job done. The good boys are 3 outs away. Skarsgård comes on. Here we go in a 5-2 game. Oh no, it's a deep drive to left, but Quevedo looks like he's got it. He had to just adjust just a little bit. I think upon further review, it does look like he had to take off just a little bit. You see that right toe? Just got a little bit of hang time here, but 2-1 pitch now to Chuck Storm. Here comes Quevedo, rushing on, makes the catch. Storm gave it a good chance to plop it right in front of him, but no such luck. 2 outs, 0-2. Hannibal Lobo swung on and missed. And for the first time in our video series of this league, we've got a back-to-back champ. A 2-time champ, no less. The good boys are champions yet again. What a ride of a season for the Richmond Good Boys after all of the speculation that this team shouldn't really be a championship contender this year. They should sell their pieces. We got rid of Chris Addison. We got rid of some other guys on this roster and acquired players that we thought might fit for us in the future. But this team rallied around each other. Still very young. And they've actually lost pieces like Hoberman, Shevchuk, Monroe. This is all years ago, right? But this team, it's like no matter what seems to happen, they always seem to find a way. They always find a way. No matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, they get back to the Gold Series and they win one for the 2nd time in this video series. It's like they're making up for lost time, though, you know? They had 5 appearances in a row where they had lost until last year. 6th appearance, they finally get a win. 7th appearance, they get a win. Now back-to-back champs. So congratulations to the Richmond Good Boys. Again, this team is so different, but they're so young, though. It's like they're still kind of they're on the come-up. Honestly, it's like they're gelling very well together. We'll see if this cast and crew and these characters here are going to get them back yet again for season 8. But, you know, I want to say it. I want to doubt it. I want to think that they're not going to, but they always seem to find a way, don't they? Don't they? Well, as the awards are pushing through here, we got Cullen Ward in the NL winning MVP. Kind of no surprise there with the amount of home runs that he hit. He's a big-time home run hitter. Of course, you've got Kevin Stoitz winning back-to-back-to-back MVPs for the AL. This guy's unstoppable, except in the Gold Series. Apparently, Richmond in the last couple of games held him in check. Reliever of the Year award, we got Teddy Hitchcock with 51 saves, and that sparkling ERA. Christian Parmelee on the AL side with 50-plus saves as well. Rookie of the Year, we had a couple names there, Cedric Dorman and Pedro Murillo, there for the Atlanta Sting and Washington Swamp Monsters. Hank Aaron Award winner will be Marshall Langston. Of course, he's my guy. 20-plus home runs. Had a great season, a bounce-back season. I don't think last year he played very well, but we also had Angel Hernandez, another custom player, hitting .340, winning the Hank Aaron Award there. We got to come up with another name, though. That can't be Hank Aaron. He's not in the GGBL. He's a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, right? Well, looking at the retirees, nothing's really standing out to me, guys, other than maybe like Irving Carlson. He might have been a guy that I recognize. All these other dudes, I honestly don't remember. Maybe Roscoe Yang. I mean, how can you not remember that? Roscoe Yang. Cedric Rich. I do remember Cedric Rich. Shane Rarick. Nothing really else popping out. I would tell you guys if there's anybody like noteworthy who's retired, but I do want to be a little transparent and showing you exactly, in case any of these names really remind you of somebody, but to me, not so much. So with that, we're done. Season 7 is over, and now we are moving on to season number 8, guys. And as we scroll through all 30 teams' exclusive free agents, I'm just going to take the time and remind you all on how the exclusive free agency works for the GGBL. If you have any custom players on this list that we're seeing right here, of course, some teams might have a scroll, and I'm not going to show the scroll. I'm just kind of actually scrolling through the teams. I'm not going to scroll vertically, top down if they have more than, I don't even know what the number is, like 10, 15 exclusive free agents. I don't think anybody has that, but if they did, I did not scroll down. Anyway, how this works is that if you have a custom player, like Neptune St. Clair, or Hannibal Lobo, or Angelo Ruth, Chuck Storm, if you want out of this current team that you're on, right? If Hannibal Lobo wanted out, or Kingston Mondesir wanted out of Richmond, you need to let me know that. You need to either post it in the comments, or you need to DM me on Discord, or X, or Twitter, wherever, and let me know that you don't want your guy to play there anymore. If you don't want to play there anymore, you got to give me a list of top 5 teams across the GGBL that you would want to play for. And then in that case, we'll do a wheel spin and we'll determine where you're going to sign in free agency. So basically what this is emulating is that you're not negotiating with that team any longer, your current team any longer. You want to test free agency. The team doesn't have any rights to even negotiate with you at that point, right? So that's what we're trying to emulate in that sort of negotiation, right? Those talks. Like Vincent Bonds, if he doesn't want to be in San Francisco anymore, give me a list of top 5 teams that you would want to play for, and then we'll do a wheel spin to let you decide basically where you want to go. And it also avoids creating super teams with the wheel spin. At least then you can go to a team that you want to go to and play for, right, in the top 5 list. But at that point, at least you're not saying I want to go to Richmond, and everybody goes to Richmond, right? It creates a super team, and it's not really good for the league. So anyway, that's it for the video, guys. Leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, I know that people are, as much as I love my good boys, like they're my dudes. Okay, it's my team. I kind of feel bad that they've made it 7 straight times, but it is kind of a funny storyline. I'm not gonna lie to you that they've won it twice out of 7 attempts. That average is not very good. But the fact they keep getting there is something to admire, right? It is something to admire. And I've been trying to, knock them down a peg a little bit in creative, fair ways, but they seem to always find a way in Sim. So we'll have to figure something else out to see if we can get a little bit more parity inside of our GGBL league, don't we? Yeah, I think we do. I think we're going to have to find something. We're going to have to manufacture a way to get a little bit more parity. So, guys, let me know, again, if you have any custom prospects. Let's take a couple weeks and sort all of the off-season stuff out. And I'll get a video out there for you guys on that. So, guys, again, leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.